What is up, guys, and welcome back. Today I have a build video for you guys from Once Human, and I'm still very much so obsessed with this game. Let's get into it. This is going to be the TLDR of my build. Some of you that play the game can probably notice a lot of the equipment and armor that I'm using, but we will go into more detail. The two primary weapons in this build, or that I built around, will be the Wildfire and the Bingo. So a pistol and a sniper, or as I like to say, the AWM or AWS, whatever the game calls it. Now, if you were on PvP, you were extremely lucky, and on the Gamba or Wish machine, you were able to actually roll for these two weapons, so the Wildfire and the Bingo. And if you're on PvE, I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to get really lucky and hope that you get it dropped from the Wish machine, or you can go ahead and buy them straight out. From the damage numbers that you'll see in some of this video, I am running a 3-star Wildfire and a 3-star Bingo fully calibrated. Let's jump into the attachments. I do feel like a lot of the attachments are personal. I know a lot of people like to run the suppressor. I am not one of them, but this is what I have been running recently. However, I have been debating on running a suppressor on the Wildfire just for that little bit of range. So this is where it gets really fun. I use two different versions of the Wildfire. And when I say different, I mean how I have calibrated them differently for each different play style. So most of the time, I'm running the rapid style weak shot, and it's mainly just for ad clear, and it's what I like running to pair with my sniper. Now, as you can see on the right, I use the precision style, and I really only use it one time. It's when I'm fighting the spider boss, and there's some video clip in here of me doing it later, where I used two Wildfires because I didn't like to have to reload with my sniper. So these are the two Wildfires that I will go back and forth with. And for the precision style, I had tried it in PvP. I wasn't too fond of it, but I like it for PvE in some cases. Now we could jump into the AWS Bingo. It is pretty self-explanatory. It is very meta right now. It's a rapid shot style weak spot. It's because this is a weak shot build, and that is what I'm building into. These are the three current weapon mods that I am using. I really enjoy the vulnerability mod, mainly because it's additive damage. Now, when I'm looking for these mods, I'm always looking for weak spot damage. I love having one that's weak spot damage, normal enemies, and elite enemies, and I love having another one that's weak spot damage against great ones. And when I'm feeling extra lazy, I love the recovery mod just for a little bit of that lifesteal. Next up, we have the armor setup. Currently, I'm running 3 Renegade, 2 Bastille, and the old Huntsman boots. I heard some people doing it, a different variation of it, with 3 Bastille, but this is what I like, and this is how I see the most success in the game right now. Now, if you're gonna play this build, the old Huntsman boots are an absolute must. And when I say old Huntsman boots, the game calls it 2 different things for some reason. So it's either the Seasoned Hunter leather boots or the old Huntsman boots. Now, in this build, you'll see me running 3 Renegade. It's mainly because when you run 2 items, you get the extra weak spot damage, but that third piece that you put on gets you 40 extra weak spot damage, and because I'm building towards that, I'm like, the more weak shot damage, the better, you know? On to the 2 Bastille pieces. I run 2 mainly because I want that extra reload speed, but it is really nice to have that 10% extra weapon damage, you know, just a little icing on the cake. I'm gonna go ahead and rapid fire through the armor mods. Most of the time, I'm going to be looking for weak spot damage. I'm going to be looking for just any additive damage, whether it is great ones, whether it is elite or normal enemies. I also like to look for armor mods that can have some HP on them, so max HP boost, or just some weapon boost, or some weapon damage boost. In this video, I listed 2 top mods, and it's because I would prefer to use a rejuvenating mod, but it is currently bugged, so I have another one on instead. Realistically, a lot of the armor mods I'm only keeping if it's additive weak spot damage, and everything else just goes in the grinder. Normally, everything else goes in the grinder. Next, I'm going to throw up some graphics of my battle stats. This is going to reflect the buff of the food that I'm using, which is the weak spot canned, I don't know, like fruit weakness buff. But it does not reflect the additive damage boost that I get from the stacks of the Renegade gear. So just keep that in mind. So that is going to be it for me today. If you guys have any advice on how to make this build even better, please let me know in the comments. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Peace out.